SWRHA battles European hacker to save its system. How do there's a European hacker? Clearly, there's a ransomware thing where they send information and they tell them they are to pay in Bitcoin, which is, I think, what they said. A Chinese national based in Europe has been identified as the hacker behind the cyber attack on the Southwest Regional Health Authority. Sources at the authority yesterday revealed that the hacker had been demanding that the SWRHA pay over $7 million in Bitcoin currency.
US dollars.
US dollars in Bitcoin currency to regain access to his data after illegally accessing it. This is a basic classic ransomware where you hijack the system, you lock everything, you put something up on the screen, and the screen says, yo, you can't get this back unless you send the money, right? Now, what they said is that since the attack last month, because this would have happened in October, the SWRHA has been grappling to get its services back on track after the cyber attack forced them to return to analog systems in some departments and institutions. Return back to analog systems? That is what I want to know. Because I know them hospitals and them. I don't care what you tell me. I have students who are doctors in these places, and them is asking about technology and things. I'll be like, oh, they don't have everything on our database. They're like, nah, sir. We just write it out on a piece of paper on a clipboard. So when they say return to analog systems, that's a lie.
Well, I mean, our cousin working, we call it policy in general, and they have a notebook.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, maybe you never know. Maybe South more advanced.
No. I promise you, no. The same students I was talking to, they was working in Sando. Yeah. But anyhow, they could have some other people who have the keys to the database. Long story short, what they said in the story is that they basically had to restore their backups, and when they restored the backups, they saw data from Russia inside of it. No, sharing incorrect data from hospitals in Denmark and China. Look the part here. The Guardian media understands that even the system came back partially last Friday. The files retrieved from any system was sharing incorrect data from hospitals in Denmark and China. And I chuckled.
That more serious than that mean they gain access and they have access to not just read but write.
Yeah. They gain access, and the backups had already been compromised. So when they try to restore it, what I see in my head here is that just have daily backups, weekly backups, monthly backups, and yearly backups.
Yeah.
I feel them had to go back to a backup from like March or something. Because it's not funny, but the hacker probably was balancing inside of that database a while now. I don't know. And plenty client information was lost, they said, and a lot of the client stuff, the appointments and records and stuff were lost, right? Which is quite normal, which is why you need to have backups. And we saying that we are the best at backing up. No, we suck at backing up too. What happening is that Trinidad and Tobago has made it on the map of places to attack for data. Why? I don't know. Maybe it might be Chinese investors. Maybe it might be people who see any potential. Maybe it might be the fact that they're hearing a lot of talk about digital transformation. And I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it too is, we are probably easy targets, easy soft targets. If you're, how's it? Like if it is a bandit, you're trying to infiltrate a certain community, you'll see some places with barbed wire, with security cameras, and then you see a place with
a hole in the fence.
Yeah, a hole in the fence, there are no cameras, if there are cameras, they're not working, so that's probably, as I say, we are the developing world, and, the developing world is probably an easier target, and at the end of the day, we have some money, so.
Well, by the time we're ready to be like, fully digital and all that stuff, everybody information will be outside there quite easily. As I said the other week, the only thing that's saving us is that we don't have any systems that have credit card information inside it. So, like, to take the data and turn it into something that is monetary, you had to do an extra step, which is collect the data and weaponize it now. But because we don't have much credit card information inside, most of the malefactors, they'll just kind of be like, all right, well, we collect all this stuff. Let me see if we could sell it on the web, on the dark web, I guess. But for the most part, health data might sell a little better because you might get insurance companies who dealing up in the dark arts and will say, well, according to your patient history, you are suffering with so therefore your things. And then you ask them, how you find out that? And then we say, well, we have our ways. It could be that they collect, because in the States, they do that real plenty.
Yeah, and it's a lot more sensitive, because patient, doctor-patient confidentiality. So if you have a real terminal illness where, it are some illnesses people will be ashamed of or whatever, and everything that's out on the web, Yeah, and the next part of it too, we here in the Caribbean, we probably don't have that culture like the EU. The EU have real strong privacy laws and data protection laws, and their population know the value of it, and they real big on data privacy and stuff like that. So if something like this would happen over there, probably would have a couple lawsuits in Trinidad. But in Trinidad, like from being on the ground and talking to people, this TSTT thing happened a couple of weeks now. I was talking about the 9-day rule. You think it's starting to happen? You think people kind of is like, it happened, what are you going to do?
100%. Yeah, 120% actually.
Yeah.
Because the average Joe does not care if their data is out there. The average Joe. They don't have anything to worry about, because as far as they know, I done struggling already. People knowing that are struggling ain't gonna change the fact that are struggling. The average Joe. So if I were to put it up to a percentage, like 3% of the people who had their data leaked there, sweating right now. Sweating bullets right now. Everybody else just sitting down saying, all right, well, I doubt anything bad will happen, because what they know that I didn't pay my bill. They have my ID card, but I don't know what they could do with it. What institution is going to allow my ID card to be used without verifying with me? Am I a part of any of those institutions? Maybe Island Finance, maybe, I don't know. But you gotta find somebody who want that business real bad, that will just take all of the virtual ID and them kind of thing, and not have you physically come in to sign or take a picture or some kind of thing. So the 9-day rule kicking.
Yeah.
I think that people care a little bit more about, like, well, that cybersecurity is a thing now.
Yeah, I definitely think it brought a lot of awareness, like the outside of the IT community, and, we would probably appreciate it more than the average person. But I think definitely, outside, a lot of people started to take notice, and
I see. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say, hopefully, is the right people taking notice, people that can actually make the decisions, and have some type of
I see.
impact.
I see Shivam get interview on a Jamaican channel.
Oh yeah. There are a couple interviews I was telling her. That's not how to start to tell them. Charge a little fee.
He's like IT consultant from Trinidad and Tobago, and he just laughing. I was messaging him, and he just laughing. He like, yeah, cool. But the sensitivity that has come because of it is important. Because a few people, like, I don't know, I had to go on radio and talk about it, because somebody, the radio station I work at, they was asking for information, and so I had to kind of explain to them and thing. and whatnot. And a lot of people would have also message and ask questions. That is why I do one TikTok video and I send that one TikTok video to them. I'll be like, here, take that. Use that. What could happen? What will take place? And I say, use two-factor authentication. That is all I had to tell you. 2FA. Just start with that. Start with that. And hope for the best.